So let's talk about Medicare in Wisconsin. And if you're coming into Medicare, you know by now, a lot of decisions that you have to make. There are a lot of choices that you want to make sure you get correct. And one of the good things about Medicare is it's pretty much standardized across the country, meaning the plans are exactly the same. However, there are a couple of few states like Wisconsin that has decided to do it their own way. So they've made it a little more challenging for you to figure out exactly what you need to do. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to know in Wisconsin, show you the choices that you have and what I think is the right way to go, and we'll make sure that you understand exactly what you're working with. And I'm Keith Armbrecht, founder of Medicare on Video, and I help people across the country make the right Medicare choices, and I can absolutely help you as well. You can see here the stuff that I help with, primarily Medicare, but also confusing things like, do you need to roll over your 401k? Is an annuity the best way to go in your retirement? And that's all stuff that I try to break down and make it as easy for you to understand as possible. So right now we're going to talk about Medicare supplement coverage in Wisconsin. And if you've heard the term Medigap, it's exactly the same as Medicare supplement. So what they are is they fill the gaps that Medicare A and B do not. So if you've made the choice to stay on original Medicare A and B, as opposed to going with a Medicare Advantage plan, which is absolutely what I recommend, is the difference between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage. The primary difference is that on original Medicare, you can choose any doctor, any hospital, anywhere in the country without having to ask permission. With a Medicare Advantage plan, like all the commercials that you see on TV, you'd pretty much have to stay within their network of doctors and hospitals. So depending upon whether you travel a lot or if you have a catastrophic situation and you want to choose where you go, the freedom and flexibility of original Medicare, by far to me, is absolutely the way to go. So we're going to talk about a Medicare supplement that fills the parts that A and B do not. And again, in Wisconsin, it's a little bit different. There are 3 states that make their own rules, and we're going to go over them. You can see right here, Wisconsin is right at the top of the list. We're going to show you exactly why and what you need to understand in Wisconsin. So with Wisconsin, what they do is they mandate a base benefit package. So this is what insurance carriers must offer. And I can tell you, it is base. It's what's offered pretty much everywhere anyway. So why they break it out differently, I don't know. But this base benefit package is not enough. You would not want to have just the base benefit package. So we now need to take this base benefit package, which covers, again, basic stuff, and we need to add to it. And so what they've done in Wisconsin, they've made a whole bunch of riders. So where other states have simple Plan G, Plan N, Plan F, Wisconsin makes us build our own. So we have to make our own ice cream sundae out of our Medicare supplement plan, where we take our base plan and then we add riders on top of it to make it exactly what we want it to be. So, and where we want to end up with is getting to whether it's a Plan F or a Plan G or a Plan N. So we're going to do that right now, and I'll show you. It's not really that complicated, but I've seen people mess it up. And believe me, you don't want to mess this up by choosing the wrong riders to add into your plan. So if you were to have a Plan F similar in Wisconsin, you'll pretty much have all the riders that are part of it. So Plan F pretty much has no out-of-pocket costs whatsoever. Now the downside to Plan F, it's much too expensive. It doesn't make sense to cover 100% of everything because your premium is much too high. So we really don't want a Plan F. And even with Plan F these days, they've eliminated it in most of the country where you cannot have a zero out-of-pocket plan as your Medicare plan. And again, it doesn't make any difference because we don't want it anyway because it costs too much. So what we need to do is get to either a Plan G similar or a Plan N similar. So when we add the riders in to get to Plan G, you can see here, you have the basic, you want to add your Part A deductible, your Part B excess charges, your Part B coinsurance, so forth and so on. Plan N, you're going to add everything except that Part B excess charges. Now, in addition to this, what Wisconsin does that the rest of the country does not do is they add a copay to your Part B. So whether you're on G or N, when you go to the doctor, you're going to have a $20 copay. Typically, it's just on N, but in Wisconsin, it's also on G. So you're going to have a $20 copay when you go to the doctor, $50 copay when you go to the hospital. Not a big deal. So what does this mean? Is there really is not a G or N solution here. What we want is to have Plan G with a copay. That's what it's going to come down to. So it's going to be a G N and N combined will give you what you're going to want to have in Wisconsin, where your out-of-pocket expense will be simply your Part B deductible for the year. Right now, $203. That's your deductible for the entire year. And then if you go to the doctor, it's going to be a $20 copay. You go to the emergency room, it's a $50 copay. That's it. So that's where we want to get, and we just got to pile all these riders into a basket to make sure we get there. So again, this is what I do, is I do it for you. And you can see over here, there's no cost to allow me to help you to do it. So hopefully you will allow me to help you to do it. We'll make sure that you get your GYN plan where you have simply a $200 copay for the year, $20 when you go to the doctor. Not too complicated. So these are the things I help with, and I'm happy to help with any Medicare questions. Just give me a call, send me an email, visit Medicare on Video, fill out the quote form on the home page. We will email this to you with the correct rider so you understand it completely. You'll know your costs. It's really not that complicated, but they try to make it a little bit harder than it should be. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, give me a call. Have a fantastic day.